polish.
I'm trying to fall.
Yeah, because you hit the stand, girl. She'll fall. She'll fall. Good thing we still have the nail polish so we can fix that.
I don't like fixing nail polish.
I'll fix
leave
it
like
for you.
that for like 3
I'll
weeks.
fix it for you.
And it'll just
I'll
stay.
fix it for you.
What's up?
Oh my god. Okay, it's
Hi,
recording.
money.
That is getting edited out. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. OhSheReads, OhSheLEIGH here, and I'm here with my best friend Brooke. Say hi, Brooke.
Hi.
And we're here to talk about life-changing books. Books that have changed our lives, and yeah. So
Yeah.
let's get started.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay, so no.
We didn't script this. Can you tell?
No, she
There's
just
no
told
planning.
me the topic 2
There's
minutes
no
ago.
planning.
I thought we were just gonna have fun and joke and talk about things.
Nope.
But I would say I have 3 life-changing books. The first one I read when I was 14 is called Coffee Will Make You Black. That might be the wrong title, but it's Coffee and Black.
Do you know who wrote it?
No. I said I was 14. It's like the first
What was
book.
it about?
This girl.
Okay.
Well, this is why it was my favorite. I actually don't even remember the book, but I remember.
I'm like
this is
trying
why-
to Google it.
No, this is why it was life-changing, because I never read. And then my aunt, Cheryl, gave me the book. And the first line of the book said something about being a virgin. Dang, I don't remember. Let's go find the book.
Okay. What's your
I
passcode?
forgot.
You said something about being a virgin?
It said something about her being a virgin.
The main character?
The main character said something about her. This is horrible. I'm sorry.
You said coffee will make...
This is what Coffee Will Make You Black.
Coffee will make you
I
black.
really think that's the title.
Coffee will make... It's a legit book! Sorry, I believe
no,
you.
it's by a good author.
Kind of.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the book.
Coffee Will Make You Black. You can look it up on Goodreads by April Sinclair. Let me just read the synopsis because I have a feeling that...
I don't remember I was 14. I just remember the reason why I call it life-changing is because I started reading. And I went and bought a whole bunch of books and I kept reading, I kept reading, I kept reading.
Okay.
That's why it's life-changing. So it may not be like the story, but it was a story that finally interested me that made me want to read. So that is life-changing. Don't tell me it ain't.
Damn, this is a long synopsis. Set on Chicago's South Side in the mid to late 60s, Coffee Will Make You Black is the moving and entertaining tale of Jean Stevie Stevenson, a young black woman growing up through the civil rights and black power movements. So, I mean, that just gives you kind of the backdrop. Said Stevie is a bookworm, yet she longs to fit in with the cool crowd, fighting her mother every step of the way. She begins to experiment with talking trash, kicking butt and boys. And then also talks about the assassination of Dr. King, and she gains political awareness. And they're just saying that the author writes, frankly, about a young black woman's sexuality. So I guess that was not something that was popular back then or even done. So that book really is landmarked for that.
April Sinclair. Yes.
Yes.
That's right.
April Sinclair. So go check it out. It has pretty decent ratings on Goodreads. All right, so your second book? Or should I talk now?
You can talk now. It's yours. Yeah, sure.
No, you can just talk and I'll just edit us going back and forth.
Okay. Well, I'm fine. But yeah, that's why I don't remember the whole story. I was 13, 14 years old. I might have been younger than that, but it just made me start reading, and I started buying all of the urban books, and it wasn't really a cool thing to read, and so I became a bookworm, and that's why it's important to me, because I remember that one. I think the second one, another really good one is Cold as Winter Ever. I wouldn't say it was life-changing.
Every black person loves
Sister
that book.
Soldier. But yeah, it was
And
like...
you.
And it was. It was, but it was along the same line, same type of
Sister
story. Just
Soldier.
rough. My life was rough.
Yeah.
I may be yellow, but it was rough. And then...
Oh my God. It's true though. Like when I go through my Facebook, like I'm not trying to offend anybody, but every black person or every person that grew up in an urban culture has that book as their favorite book. And I've never read it, and I think that's why I've never read it, because I just want to hold out. I'm like, no, I would be the one black person that's never read that.
Really, 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 really good book. And then, but no, the second life-changing was Michelangelo.
Michelangelo?
Well, I don't know if it was Michelangelo or Unbroken, because I was reading both, and it took me a year to read Michelangelo, because I'm an artist. I love to draw, and I was kind of lost, and I didn't know who I was as an artist, so I don't know, I just
was it
book. It was the title.
Was it like,
because I'm that person, I'm like, oh, that's a cool title, and that looks like a good book.
Was it like the biography of his life?
Yeah, it's Agony and Ecstasy.
Michelangelo, Agony and Ecstasy.
Agony and Ecstasy.
And then the book she also mentioned was Unbroken, which, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I hauled that book a long time ago, and the reason I bought it is because I said that my best friend read it and really loved it, and I still haven't read it.
And that was before the movie stuff.
I still haven't read it.
So, but yeah, Michelangelo.
I will, one day.
I'm gonna go back to Michelangelo.
Okay.
Okay. But I liked Michelangelo because it was a difficult read. I fell in love with Michelangelo because it was the first time that I could relate to an artist that mentally was in the same place as me and was in a very dark, weird. I need to sit up. See my Manhattan shirt.
You're making me feel bad about my posture.
Sorry. But no, Michelangelo was crazy from a child, and he was obsessed with art, and no one understood, and he dissected, literally, like, broke into morgues and stuff and dissected bodies, and he just wanted to see how they made, and no one could stop him, no one could tell him he was wrong. And his parents wanted him to go into, I think, like, business or I don't know what they did back then because it was so long ago, but it had something to do with business and money. Like, they were part of a bank, lineage in a bank or something like that, and he just refused. It's hard for me to explain that story because it was very difficult for me to read. It was a hard read, and it taught me to become, once again, growing up in an urban environment, I wasn't the best reader. So I fell in love with it because it taught me to, like, educate myself and really focus. Like, I took my time and pronounced and looked words up, and parts of it I still don't understand. I actually want to go back and read it again, just because I have gotten way better at reading and my words and vocabulary because of this person. So
I feel like it inspired you to be the person that you want to be.
Yes, he's I look up to all the old artists: Michelangelo, Leonardo, Donatello, like all of them. I like all the old Renaissance period people. So he is the top, though. He started it. And then Unbroken.
For some reason, I thought you were naming the Ninja Turtles.
No, exactly. Because people are so out of touch.
I was like, Michelangelo,
they
Donatello.
think about
we missing some though.
Current artists. And then that's what else I liked about it, because nowadays people say you can't be a jack of all trades and you can't do a lot of things. And that it wasn't like that. Like, Leonardo was a scientist. He did like so many other things. He was so intelligent. He was just a genius, mathematic genius. Just the same with Michelangelo. Like, we know him for the Sistine Chapel, but he was actually a sculptor, and they really cared about their craft, and they did everything, and they studied, and they learned, and they took their time, and they did apprentice, and you don't get that anymore. You just get very watered down versions, and I don't know, people don't think you can do it all in your field. So I like that about it. So it inspired me to keep going, because I am a multimedia artist, mixed media artist, and I like everything from pastel to paint, and I don't like sculpting or nothing, but it just helped me to be like, okay, it's okay that you're scatterbrained and kind of ADD when it comes to your art, and you jump around. And like, Leonardo didn't finish majority of his work, but the things he finished were so extraordinary, and that's me. Like, I'll start something and then go away from it, and so it just keeps me going.
Yeah.
And then I like Unbroken just because, coming from my own personal story, where you go through trial after trial after trial after trial, and it's just a story about a man that he goes through so much, but I like it because you see so much of God in it, and you see somebody that goes through hell from... Well, it starts out just like he's a gifted runner, like athlete. He's a very bad kid. Just steals and just does a whole bunch of stuff, causes his parents a lot of trauma. Ends up being an athlete and then having to go to war, and then just going through a period of from being lost at sea for, I don't know if it was 40, I don't know, it was a long time.
Yeah.
And then going from thinking you're gonna die and can't believe, his friend, I think they had to throw his friend overboard. They were catching like seagulls out of the sky and literally cutting them open.
I just remember when you told me
and...
about that book, like, I've never seen you so moved by someone's story.
Yeah.
Because it's literally the story of never ever giving up.
Never giving up.
Like, you can go through hell, you could be imprisoned, tortured, starving, like, at death's door so many times, and you just never give up. And you keep going. You never give up on life, no matter how dark things are. Even if it feels like it would be easier for you to die, and it would actually be like merciful for you to die, you still keep going.
Right. And that wasn't actually the reason why. That's the reason why most people like it. That was not the reason.
Of course it's not the reason you like it.
No,
Scratch all that.
It is, as everything that she
Scratch it
said,
all.
but
No.
Me being a God person and a Jesus person, what I liked about it is he went through hell. And there was once when he was on the boat and he was like, God, if you save me from this, like, I'll commit my life to you. And of course, like the rest of us, as soon as God saves us, we just go and do whatever we feel like doing. We're like, oh yeah, cool. Yeah, I said that. And we're just like, all right, God save me.
Moving on.
And he moved on and he went to the concentration camp. But he was so strong-willed, and so much of his strength was obviously the strength that God gave him, but he didn't recognize him for that. But he had so much strength. He did it all himself. He never once said it had anything to do with God. He fought and fought and fought. He never gave up. And then it took for him to finally saved from the concentration camp, come home, go through being out. So sorry. Don't ask me about the book. So sorry. We all seen the movie now. It's over. So to come home, and then they didn't put this in the movie. This is why it pissed me off. But he comes home, he gets married, falls in love, but he has all these issues, and I'm sure he had what is it, PTSD?
Post-traumatic stress disorder. So
I'm sure he had that or something like that. And don't try to correct me. I don't know. Something like that. He had something. He did. And he ended up becoming an alcoholic and constantly tripping out on his wife. And it took for her to leave him. And he was like wanting, I don't know if he was wanting to, or she kept inviting him to go see Billy Graham or something. I can't really remember because I read a while ago, and you see I have a bad scatterbrained memory. I just remember how things make me feel. I may not remember details, but I remember how they make me feel.
You're an emotional reader.
Yeah.
You remember the emotions.
The emotion. And he ends up going to see Billy Graham, and that's what changed his life. That's what broke him. So you read this book about somebody that's unbroken, and it just made me think about God, how he just never gives up. He took all of this time, and you're like, why does somebody have to go through so much? And maybe the end goal was literally just to find God at the end of the day. But it was just crazy to me to watch somebody go through so much before they finally like, oh, God. Like, that's why. And so that's how he ended up getting broken. Even though it was unbroken, he got broken by God.
Yeah, he got broken.
And that's why it was my favorite.
Okay.
That's
a legit reason.
Because for the longest I was like, if you don't pray, you don't get on your knee. He goes through so much. You're like, oh my God, just pray. Please, just something. Just find something. And I don't know what drove him. I would love to ask him. I think he's dead, passed away like right after the movie. The movie right was made, right? But like, why? Like, what drove you in your mind? Because even that's a fascinating of like, what is it that makes you think that you got this?
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. Like, what is that survival skill that's inside of you?
Yeah.
So that's why that one was my favorite. So them are my 3 life-changing.
Oh my God. We're 2 minutes and 38 seconds later.
Oh,
Jesus. There will be a part 2. Okay. Part 1, part 2. Or it'll just be one long video. I'm sorry. I haven't made a video in a long time. 25 minutes. What's up?
Not bad. Nah,
Oh my gosh.
to this.
I don't know. I feel like I have so many life-changing books. It's hard to pick
it's your
them
turn.
out.
Sorry.
You're done.
Okay.
You're done.
I thought it was about me.
No.
I'm just.
Oh my god. I have so many life-changing books that it's hard for me to pick them out, but the ones that stand out to me are, of course, I can't remember the title of it. You remember that book that you made me read? Not Eat, Pray, Love, the other one that was like sisters, something, sisters, women, something. Remember? You let me borrow it?
I have so many books. I'm a book hoarder too.
Okay, so if I can't remember the title of the
Maybe
book.
with
This
the
is really
story.
bad, but I'll annotate it in the video and I'll put a picture of the book here. But this book changed me in the sense that it was when I was first starting my relationship with God, and it just kind of opened my eyes to what a true romance with God is like. And you know, a lot of Christians say that, like, oh, it's about a relationship, it's a romance, but it really is a romance, and romance being deeper than just like romantic love, but romance being how to intertwine something into your life, and it becomes deeper than just a belief system. It literally becomes a mental overhaul. It becomes, you change everything about how you see the world. Like your views change, your heart changes, your soul changes. You know, your mind goes through a complete transformation. And I think that's the deepest meaning of the word romance in this book. Like everything about you changes to align to what you believe. And it's no longer just a belief system. It literally becomes a part of your soul. So that was a cool book. I had never seen it like that. And growing up in the church, I didn't want to have a relationship with God because it just seemed too hard and too tedious and like almost like a chore, like a list of duties you have to do. You have to pray, and you have to read verses, and then you have to like make sure your skirt is long and your boobs don't show. And it was just like this whole laundry list of things that just never interested me. And so it was so interesting to read this book and really uncover like the true foundation of what it means to love Jesus. And it has nothing to do with those outward things, and it's all about how much your soul can change to be who you really are called to be. So I don't know, that book was amazing, and I can't remember the name of it. It's really sad, but I'll annotate it in the video. Another book that was life-changing is called Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry. And I can't remember anything. I can't remember who wrote the book, but I read it a long time ago when I was like in 5th grade or 4th grade. And I just remember how much it opened my eyes to the fact that I was black. I think that I always knew I was black, but I didn't really know I was black till 5th grade, and I read that book. And just, the book is about, you know, a group of kids, and just, it's during the time of like not the civil rights movement. I think it's during the time of like shortly after slavery, when things are starting to change and black people are trying to fight for their rights, but there's still a lot of racism, and you know, there's still lynchings and horrible things happening to blacks. And there was this one character in the book I will never forget. She was light enough and she was passing as white, and the consequences ended up being horrific for her. But just, it was such a good story, and it's weird because I can't really remember the details, but I just remember how much it opened my eyes to the fact that I am black and that I have to be black in this society. And by that I mean I see myself as a soul moving through space that just happens to look like this and be in this body, but the world has put black on me, and so I have to act out black, like, you know what I mean? And that comes with so much tension and hatred, and just, it's uncomfortable at times, and people don't understand it, or they don't want to understand it, or they hate it, or they love it, or so many things in our culture because of the human race and what we've done and how we've maneuvered the meaning of race and what it means to be black and what it means to be better than or less than. So it really opened my eyes. Like, I'm like this like 10-year-old, 11-year-old kid, and I'm like, holy shit, I do not want to be black, but I'm black. And I don't really have a problem with being black, but it seems like the world has a problem with me being black. This is not good. You know what I mean? mean? So I was just like, oh God. So that was life-changing because of that. And then I guess if I could pick a third book, this is hard. So many books to choose from. I don't know. I keep thinking about Little Women, and I didn't want to mention it because
I was thinking about that one.
I talk about Little Women so much on this channel, and I almost feel bad for you guys. Like, you're probably like, does she even like any of the books? But Little Women really did make me want to be a writer. Like, that's the book that changed my life in the sense that it opened my eyes to the fact that I want to write books. And the main character was this girl who wrote books and was obsessed with writing and with her career. Like, that scene where, spoiler alert, Joe spurns Laurie's proposal. Like, there's this guy who's her best friend. He's perfect, he's rich, he's beautiful, he's nice, he's obsessed with her, and he proposes to her, and she says no, not only because she's not in love with him, but because she's so obsessed with her career in a way that she's just like, no, I can't see this life with you where I'm probably gonna have to be this like pretty cute little housewife because you're rich and go to all these society parties. And she's like, no, like, that's not who I'm called to be, that's not who I am. I'm a writer, you know. And it was amazing. It's such a feminist work that no one talks about because everybody wants to talk about Virginia Woolf, which, I mean, great. Virginia Woolf is great, but Little Women is like...
Well, isn't that the point of... Not to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
But I mean, not to... You know, I'm not as big of a reader as I was a child. I was... a lot like, what is your culture, you guys who read and write? And
what do you mean, what's my culture?
You called it something, but all you book
lovers, book
lovers, yeah, you book nerds. Because I was for a long time, and then I finally found my way into art, and I watch all my YouTube videos, all my books, everything's just about art, and then I'll read what I feel led to read. And for me, I could be wrong, you know, I'm not saying this is for everybody, but I think it's awesome, and almost the point of reading is to change your life.
Yeah.
And not just reading to distract yourself, or not just reading to not face your life all the time. And sometimes we need an escape, because I was a child that, you know, went through a lot of things, and I needed an escape, and that's why I think in that season God gave me reading and a lot of books, so I could escape my reality. And then as I found my way and found myself, like, I think that is the point, no matter what the story is about, that triggers that when you're done with the book, something in you is either not the same, a decision you make is not the same, or the way that you think is no longer the same, for something important to change. So as much as you talk about Little Women,
I know.
I think that's...
I just remember reading that book and being so moved, and like, that book shaped me, and I wish I had like a whole bunch of sisters and that we could play pretend games together. I mean, I love my brothers to death, but, you know, and just like family, and how they were such a family, and there was so much love in the family, and just everything, you know. It was just such a beautiful book. And I remember I read it in 5th grade. I feel like I read all my life-changing books in 5th grade, y'all. I read it in 5th grade, and I read it so fast. It's a huge book, and I read it in like a couple days, and I just kept rereading it, and to this day I reread it at least once a year. I love that book. But yeah,
I think that's why I like all those, like, you're the one that turned me on to all the classics, like Sense and Sensibility, and
Pride and Prejudice.
And I read so many books, and Daniel Deronda, and
all those.
Just that whole generation. She knows I love. And that's what led me to art and the Renaissance. Like, I love period. I'm a period person. But just that, what I think I like about those stories is the sisterhood, and
always
how
the sisterhood.
You know, you think of how society is today, but they needed a companion. They needed that, and they needed their sisters, and they needed people, and how they giggled and laughed and played, and
it was so innocent. There was a purity and an innocence to it,
and who they were going to marry, and like that. That's what draws me to those. Like, I just love that pure friendship that they had back then.
There was almost no competition. I mean, there were a few scenes here with like sibling rivalry and things like that, especially between Joe and Amy, but overall love was really the theme, and the sisterhood and the camaraderie. Like, today I feel like you pick up so many young adult novels or just books in general, and you find women tearing each other down and fighting against each other and competing, and it's just so nasty. And it's like us against them, like whoever them is and whoever us is, you know. And there are all these boundaries and these lines drawn in the sand, and it's really sad.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Are we done?
It can be done. How are we gonna
End the video.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well,
because I will go into another video.
I know, but I have to stop
this. Because I'm going to buy this film.
All right, so that's it for the life-changing books. I know we only mentioned, I think I mentioned 3. You mentioned like what, 4?
I said 3.
You did?
Well, I did mention Sister Soldier, Coffee,
but
Coffee Mickey Bug, but Coldest Winter Ever. Yes.
Coldest one ever. But yeah, that's the end of this video. It's already long enough. I can't wait to edit it. But yeah, so I guess we'll catch you guys in another video. We'll probably make another video together before she leaves. She leaves tomorrow.
Go read
so
that
sad.
one book with Michael Baisden about the men.
Wait, what book?
Michael Baisden wrote a book. All women should read it. And it's
What is
about
it?
4 men and their friendship and relationship and women. And it's
Really?
what made him famous. I'm sorry, I just need to...
You just had to drop that in.
I had to drop it. I gotta drop it. The book is called... You can edit it.
What is it? Raise your hand.
Nope, no.
Do men know what they want?
Men Cry in the Dark.
Men Cry in the
Go
Dark
read
by
that,
Michael
ladies.
Baisden.
Ladies,
Apparently, it's a gem.
go read the book. Don't just
Okay.
read Steve Harvey's book. Read that book too.
Oh yes, what was
It's-
Steve Harvey's book?
What
He's
men-
not. He's what? Man?
He's not that into you. Or,
Wait, no, that wasn't Steve
is
Harvey.
that the
No, what was he? Act like a lady, think like a man.
Think Like a Man?
There we go.
But it started with Men Cry in the Dark by Michael Baisden.
Okay.
Go read
Well,
it.
there you go. There's a book recommendation right there. Right?
It's nice meeting you.
I can't. She's done. So I guess we'll see you guys later. Bye.
I'm pretty.
I cannot.